Hello, everybody, and welcome into another Red Wings news and rumors here at the Hockey Writers. I'm your host, Matthew Zator, and as always, joined in by Jordan Orth. Jordan, how's it going?
Good. Trying to stay up for these late night games on the West Coast trip have been fun.
That's always the thing. I'm in the West Coast, and I don't have to worry about that at all ever. These games are all good times, but yeah, East Coast watching these games, you have to stay up pretty late. But yeah, it's Red Wings are doing pretty well though. They're tied at the top of the division with Montreal Canadiens as we're recording here, coming off not a win against the San Jose Sharks, a bit of a tight win, but it's they almost lost that game. But yeah, it's been pretty good season so far for the Red Wings, and we talked about their road woes, and looks like it's not as bad as we were talking before. So we'll start with 13 games in. It's not a as we're recording 13 games. It would have been nice if it was 15 or 10, but we're at 13. What are your takeaways so far for the season? I mean, like I say, it's a very successful to start, but what have you seen from the Red Wings in these bunch of first games here?
Well, you look at it from the outside looking in, you see like the numbers. You look at Larkin. I mean, he's leading the way again. He seems to be like he's a man on a mission this year to try and take that next step to being not just the captain, but the leader on the ice in each zone. I mean, penalty kill wise, power play wise, everything. He's playing really good hockey so far. It's setting the standard for the rest of the guys on the team, I feel like. So him leading the way, I mean, it's been over 10 years since he's been in the league. I can't believe I still remember when he got drafted. That's the sad part. Yeah. It felt like it was yesterday, and he's 11 years in now.
Yeah.
But I think him leading the way, and then you look at just seeing how vital someone like Patrick Kane is with him being out on this trip. You see what he does for the power play and the top six. I mean, yeah, DeBrincat's he's getting going, but he leaves a void in that lineup that even at his age, it's like, okay, he's still a key part of a contending team. We'll call him that for now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's really, I don't want to say impressive. I guess it is impressive to show how much he actually still means to this point in his career on a roster like the Red Wings right now. So.
For sure. I mean, that's the thing about Kane. I mean, he's playing at his age, and we talked about his injury and all that stuff. I mean, he is injured now. It's not his hip, so I mean that's a good thing. So I mean, and we were kind of worried when he came back into the league. How long is he going to be able to play? That injury is something that gets guys out of the league and retire a bit earlier. So it's good that he's been able to play at a pretty good high level, even now at his age. So it'd be good for him to come back soon, but it seems like it's kind of a day-to-day thing. And we'll see if he's going to return soon and really help the top six in power play, like we talked about before.
Big time.
And of course, Emmett Finney, we've talked about him on every show, and he's continuing the production, still playing on that top line, and still being pretty productive over these first 13, right? Too.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, you look at between him and Sandin Pellikka, yeah, Nygaard ended up getting sent down, but I mean, overall, the kids are looking all right. They're fitting in. They're finding their way. Yeah, Finney's kind of been stagnant production-wise the last few games, but he's finding his place, and he's still playing the game he needs to. The points will continue to keep coming. I'm sure of it, but yeah, I mean, there's going to be growing pains no matter what. It's whether you're Matthew Schaefer or Emmett Finney. I mean, there's always going to be growing pains, and they're rolling with it pretty well. And I think you look at the guys that they have in the locker room, like a Larkin, like a Sherratt, the veteran kind of guys that they've got in Kane and DeBrincat. I think that really helps out with not just the growing pains, but your first big road trip and stuff like that. But overall, I think they've looked really solid so far. Fingers crossed we can keep it going that way.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, 13 games is quite early. I mean, a lot of teams get off of these hot starts, and I mean, Buffalo Sabres are always in the past, they always get these hot starts and then all of a sudden just fall off. So hopefully that doesn't happen, that they can stay consistent. But yeah, very good start, and we'll see if it can continue over the next 13. When it gets to that 20 game mark where you're kind of seeing where everything kind of fits in. And when, of course, the November, that benchmark of the American Thanksgiving, where you kind of see where everyone kind of is placed in playoffs and where they are. And we'll see where the Red Wings are at that point, but looking very good right now. All right. I want to talk about some trade targets and trade chips and stuff, because Devin put together an article, I think about a few days ago on the 30th. So take a look at that if you haven't already. But I want to talk about a few of those guys that he mentioned. First, we'll start with the trade chips that he mentioned there, and then Jonathan Berggren, Gustafsson, and Rasmussen. We talked about Berggren on the season preview and where he's going to fit in. Does he have a future with the Red Wings? So it's not really a surprise he's on this list. What do you think about these three guys that Devin kind of identified here?
I think you could look at Berggren and Rasmussen. They're kind of, I don't want to say the same situation because they've had different levels of expectations, but they're kind of in the spot where it's not really working where they're at. Berggren's had the chance on the power plays, top six at certain times. I mean, he's shown the flashes, but he just hasn't been able to put it together. So, I mean, both of those guys, a fresh start somewhere else, maybe get something going. That's probably the biggest thing for them. And then Gustafsson, I mean, he's still a serviceable NHL defenseman. He showed that at times last year. I mean, just the amount of defensemen they have on the roster kind of worked against him. He's definitely someone that, I mean, you can look at a team that, okay, we need a bottom pairing defenseman, $2 million for cap hit. I mean, he can run a power play if he has to. He definitely something that I'm sure a team will look at if he's still kicking around in Grand Rapids or whatever, come deadline, maybe even earlier. But yeah, those three are, like Devin put, I mean, they're definitely the three guys you look at possibly as the biggest trade chips.
Sure, and you're looking at like especially Sandy Pellikka coming in. That's what kind of it made the defense a little bit more of a logjam with him now. I mean, he's established himself as a top four defenseman, so all those other guys get pushed down, and Gustafsson kind of maybe a bit of an odd man out at this point. So yeah, I think he probably moved and might get a draft pick, something like that, in return for him. Berggren and Rasmussen are interesting because you could get something pretty good for both those guys because they still have potential. They're still young, and they could actually be a really productive type players on another team. So I don't know. They might get something pretty good for those two.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Rasmussen. I mean, he's a big boy. I mean, teams like that kind of stuff, especially in the playoffs. The bottom six guys, he can. I mean, if he can get on track, he can add some scoring to it too. But yeah, it's just not. It hasn't been there, and I know Red Wing fans are a little. I don't want to say over, but a little irritated and kind of frustrated with how that's all gone for him to this point. So Berggren's the same way, but.
Yeah, it's true. And then I know we've talked Berggren so much since he's come into the league, how much potential he has. And it's unfortunate he hasn't really hit it yet. Lots of time for him. I mean, it's not like he's old and he's, over the hill already.
Right.
He's got a lot of time. It's just when you look at so many prospects that the Red Wings are bringing into the lineup, and Emmett Finney coming, I don't know if out of nowhere, maybe a bit out of nowhere. And now who knows? He could be a pretty good, again, very early. We're not sure if he's going to be a top six guy throughout his whole career or anything like that. But he's kind of, guys like that come in and then it kind of pushes these other guys down. And, if you're not, you get traded. I mean, Joe Valeno was a big, perfect example of that, right? So yeah, Berggren, we'll see if he's going to stay or if he's going to be moved in a deal that maybe involving these next three guys that we'll talk about here. And Devin looked at these three. A lot of them, Chinnikov for sure has been in the trade rumors. With the trade request and all that stuff in Columbus. Liam Bitchell and Alex Lafreniere, which those two guys are a little interesting. I wasn't really Bitchell kind of came out of nowhere because I don't know if the Dallas Stars are going to be willing to trade him. But what do you think about these three that Devin's kind of identified looking at targets here?
You look at Chinnikov and Lafreniere, they're kind of like a Berggren and Rasmussen. They're both guys that granted, Lafreniere was number 1 in 2020. I mean, he had great expectations for him. He just hasn't been able to live up to that. I don't know if it's the Rangers organization. We all know how that works out with some of the prospects, or if it's just I don't know if he's a player that can take over a lot, be the top end guy. It just doesn't seem like he can. But I mean, a change of scenery for him. Obviously, Chinnikov wants out of Columbus, but Bichsel, I don't know. That would be a really good trade to have. Happen, but it would also cost you quite a bit, I'm sure, because he's 21 years old. I mean, put him in the back at the back end of your defense. I mean, you got him, Edvinsson, Pellikka, Zator. I mean, you got 4 guys there that'll be 8, not 10 years together in that lineup. I mean, it'd be a good thing to have in the lineup. But I like where Devin's thinking with it, but maybe he can get Jim Nill to work something with him. Who knows?
Yeah, right. I mean, I think Bichsel's a pretty good. I think he's a big part of the Stars' future on the blue line. So I don't know. I probably have to really entice Nill to move him for sure. But I like where his head is at too, because I think he'd be a really good part of the defense for sure. He's another big guy and really good skater for how big he is. So I'm really physical too. So I would be okay with him coming over for sure. All right. To finish the show, I want to talk about prospects. It's always good to, early on in the season, but there are some really good big standouts. So I want to get your top 3, not in the system or anything like that, but top 3 based on performance so far this season. Who's really impressed you?
So I'm not even going to stick with Grand Rapids. We all know Grand Rapids is off to a great start. 8-0. We're going to go guys that are college, juniors, wherever. So I've got who we got? We've got Max Plant, leads the NCAA in points right now at Minnesota Duluth. He had a good year last year in his freshman season, but I mean he's already reached his goal total from last year. He's playing great all around game. You look at it, I don't think there's a reason he shouldn't be on the U.S. World Junior team.
Mm-hmm.
The way he plays, it's just all around great. And then you look at a pick from this year. You look at Brent Solomon. He's playing his first full year in the USHL right now. He's tied for the league leading points, and I mean he's a big boy too. He's got I think he's 9-9 for 18 right now for a 4th round pick. I mean he's kind of come. I don't want to say come out of nowhere, but coming from high school to playing in the USHL, I mean it's a nice jump to make and produce again early in the season. But so far it's been looking really good. And then we're gonna stick with another 2025 pick. This one's going to be Eddie Genborg over in the SHL. He's got 13 points already. I mean, look at the comparisons number wise. He's right there with Anton Frondel. He's got 13 too. 3rd overall pick, obviously early season, but I mean, you look at it, he's on pace to have more points than Raymond, Casper, MBN, all those guys in their draft year +1 seasons. I mean, he's on pace for, what does it say here? 38 points. And he's another guy. He kind of seems to be that Yzerman type of player. He does it all at both ends. They're like the Swedes. I mean,
for sure.
So hopefully this one can work out too. I mean, it's worked out so far over the years, but so far, I mean, those are the 3 that have stood out to me. I mean, obviously you got Kosa and all those boys down in Grand Rapids, and I mean, they're all. I mean, all around the system's looking good so far. So.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what, the Yzerman's that's what he's been trying to do over the last bunch of years, is building that system up. And some of it's is starting to come to fruition, where you're looking at guys like, Sandin Pellikka now a big part of the team. And of course, Lucas Raymond is now an established NHL player. Moritz Seider, Marco Casper. I mean, all these, Nate Danielson, they're all kind of progressing, and you're going to get a lot of these guys are going to make up a core of the team in no time. And it's looking really good. And like you said, the guys in college and outside of the AHL performing too. It's a big part. And that's why they're one of the top systems in the NHL right now. So, and it just keeps going, and you're starting to see it. So it's a good sign.
That's where the patience with fans is starting to finally, I don't want to 100% say pay off, but it's getting to that point where it's like, okay, it's working. As everybody wants to call it. The Yzer plan is starting to come into full effect on what he's trying to do. He straight up said it when he took over. He's not going to cut corners. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
It's taking a little longer than everybody wanted to. Yeah. I mean, no team's fan base wants to be struggling for going on 10 years now. I'm not making the playoffs. Yeah. I mean, yeah, nobody wants to be in that position, but you got to trust what your GM's doing and what they got in place. I mean, he's far from being a dumb person. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, it's looking good, and we'll see how the rest of the season goes for not just for the Red Wings, for all these other prospects as we keep going here. But yeah, thanks Jordan for coming on and talking Red Wings as always. We'll be back next week and talk about whatever else is happening and how Red Wings land. Maybe some trades will happen. I don't know. A lot of trades won't happen, I don't think now. But it's nice to talk about, and we'll see what happens. But make sure to check out everything at thehockeybears.com. We've got all of our articles there. Make sure to check out the recaps, all our takeaways, all that fun stuff, and all the videos on the YouTube channel and our Substack newsletter. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you're checking that out. But until our next one, we will see you next time.